Today on Singles Court, Brent's online clicking set this time bomb ticking.
Everybody gets porn sent to their email.
Yeah, but you look at it.
Tammy thinks he's making a different high-speed connection.
I walked in to find them alone in a dark corner.
Is this case a shortcut to the recycle bin?
Because I can't trust you.
Yeah, that's
And
an awfully good question.
Rachel was floored at such a beautiful ring.
When I gave her that ring, she said, pinch me.
But she's given it back and told him to pack.
I called her to say, what's going on? Why is this
the
back?
ring back. I think that makes pretty clear what I mean by it.
Now Michael is forced to ring up the past.
She ran off with an old boyfriend.
Okay,
you think I want to bring that up again?
Why didn't you return the ring?
Well, hello there, and welcome to Singles Court, the #1 show on the Singles Broadcast Network. I'm the show's producer extraordinaire, Michael Day, the man behind the curtain, only we've got to get rid of the curtain. Are you waving at me?
I'm waving at this fly.
The woman waving at me is Angela Siegel, relationship mediator. And I'm not a little fly, okay?
No, I'm not happy about a fly in my space.
All right. Well, it is your show, so let's get down to it. In the studio today, we have Brent and Tammy. Brent is a computer software salesman, and Tammy is a data entry clerk. The two have lived together for over a year, and recently, Tammy bought Brent a computer. However, instead of just checking out his emails, he's checking out she-mails. He's using the internet for evil. I'll let them explain it a little more, but I call this the case of the Cybercheat, or look who's double-clicking.
You are so creative.
I know.
Tammy, you seem to be having an issue with this computer. What's going on?
Well, Brent and I have been living together happily for over 2 years, and we've had no problems until this computer came into our house.
What did you do, walk in?
No, I bought it for him for his birthday, and then he became obsessed with internet porn.
Whoa. Obsessed? I'm not obsessed. I'm not obsessed. Everybody gets porn sent to their email.
Yeah, but you look at it.
I look at some of them. I don't look at all of them.
You don't have to
I'm
look at
certainly
any
not
of
obsessed.
Why, Brent, why does she think you're obsessed? I mean, that's a big word.
Because that's just the way she is. She's a little, you know.
Do you look at it or not? I mean, everybody.
Every once in a while, I happen to look at it. Yes, but I use that computer for work, to pay the bills, to pay the rent. I work in computers every day.
He's got a point there, and so do you. So
thank you.
He's got a point.
Yeah, but my best friend Sandy, who is my aerobics instructor at my gym and who used to be an actress, is getting a divorce because of this.
Because of what?
Because of internet porn. Men get addicted to it.
Okay, she's getting a divorce because her husband got addicted to internet porn?
Yes, and then they start to think that it's real.
Okay. So what's that got to do with your relationship?
Well, my friend emailed me the other day, and...
Whoa. You know how to use a computer, too?
Well, I get emails, but after I can wade through all of his porn emails, I finally get an email from my friend Sandy saying, meet me in an hour at Poppy's Pub, and she's going through a really hard divorce.
Hold on, Poppy's Pub. Let me tell you my side of the story. A couple of weeks ago, I get an email.
Okay.
It's from this woman named Sandy. She says, you know, I've been looking for your email address, and I wanted to talk to you about, you know,
You just get this email out of the clear blue?
Exactly. So I emailed back.
Didn't you think that was odd?
I did think it was odd. So I emailed back. I said, how did you get my address? She said, well, that's for me to know and you to find out.
No, like third grade. Did she say, I'm rubber,
Exactly.
you're glue. If I
Right.
spit on you, then you spit on me?
Well, no, she didn't exactly say that. But what she did say were you know, sexual, you know, fantasies and what have you. I felt uncomfortable.
Okay,
So
what'd you
I
do about it?
emailed her back that I had a girlfriend, that I was loyal to this girlfriend, and I was quite happy in my relationship. And she emailed me back and saying, can we meet at Poppy's Pub?
Okay, so let me make sure I understand you correctly. You have this exchange which basically says, I'm not interested.
That's correct.
Okay, and then, but yet she says, well, let's meet anyway?
That's correct.
And then you?
I took that opportunity to go down and speak to her. I felt bad for this woman. You know, I had already told her I had a girlfriend, and she was whining and crying and telling me all these fantasies and what have you. I just wanted rid of her.
Well, I walk into...
So the best thing to do would be to meet her at a pub? Makes
Meet her at a
perfect
pub,
sense to me.
Talk to her face to face and let her know that I am not interested.
And then
I'm thinking like, next time a man tries to buy me a drink, I'll say, what?
Yeah.
I'll sit down and drink the whole thing, and then he'll understand I'm not interested in the drink.
Well,
I get it. Perfect line of logic.
And then I walked in to find them alone in a dark corner sharing a bottle of wine.
How did you walk in there out of clear blue?
Because she sent me the email. I thought it was for me.
She didn't
Sandy.
So it's the same email that he saw.
She was reading my email. You're sticking her
But it's
nose
my
in my
friend.
business. Well, yeah, it's your friend. Yes, we were sitting down. We were sitting down in the corner of the pub.
Do you
with
guys
a bottle
like share
of
an
wine.
email address?
No.
Is it like
No,
computer?
it's my address, and she just goes on and reads whatever she wants to do.
Okay, so you're
Usually
reading his
to give
email,
me,
and then you come
trouble.
down to the pub
Wait,
because
I
Sandy's at
still have difficulty believing you can use a computer.
Michael.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm a data entry clerk, thank you very much.
This is not about. Okay.
Ignore me.
Please, I do often. Listen, I'm trying to understand how you ended up in the pub.
Because my friend Sandy said, meet me in an hour. She's going through a very difficult time right now, and I wanted to go and console her and help her through this time.
So
I didn't know it was for him.
In a pub?
Yes.
Okay, so you walk in the pub, and then what happens?
They're alone in a corner, and he's consoling her, and they're sharing one bottle of wine.
What?
What?
I told you already. I went there to break it off with her. If you had hung around
what
instead
off?
of making this harry-carry
Well, if
whatever.
you had told me about these emails, this relationship with this person, none of this would have happened.
Wait a minute. Excuse me. I'm missing something here. Really, and it sounds like you're missing a lot between here and here. So please explain to me how you walked in, you see them at the table. Why did you not walk over there to find out what was going on?
Because I ran out crying.
Because she doesn't trust me.
What a
Because I
surprise.
can't trust you.
Let me tell you something about trust. I talked to Sandy 3 days ago, and she told me that she felt bad because all of this was set up by her.
What?
Tammy set the whole thing up. She set the whole thing up. She got her friend
the whole what
Sandy
up?
to send these emails, these sexual emails, to invite me out to this pub, to burn me for whatever reason. And now she says she can't trust me.
Is that true?
Well, he went.
I didn't ask you that. Is that true?
Well, yes, because
Well,
Sandy's...
you know what? Well, yes. Think about this. You set a trap,
Yes.
you caught a bear, and now you're throwing it back and saying, I don't want the bear meat. It's not when I went in, I didn't want the bear meat. Explain to me why you did that, because I don't understand it. Maybe you do.
I don't understand.
Because Sandy's husband left her for someone that he met on the internet, and she said he would do the same thing to me, and then he went and met her.
Well, why don't you call Sandy and ask her what I said to her?
No, I
You know what?
have a better idea. Why don't you look deep in here and see if you see anybody in here who cares? Because you know what? What you're telling me sounds really stupid. I can't understand why you would set a trap and then be mad at what you caught. So explain to me the motive. I don't get it.
To see if he would go, to see if he was finding something else on the internet that he wasn't finding with our relationship.
That's crazy.
That he couldn't bring to me.
You're kidding, right?
No.
No. Okay.
see what I live with,
Since you're
Andrew?
not kidding, please explain to me what you accomplished by this supposed scientific experiment.
It proved to me that I can't trust him.
No, it proved to you that you're ridiculous. I mean, think about this. You caught him, and I say that with quotation marks, sitting there having a conversation. That's all you caught. So
And
how much
drinking.
Oh, yeah, and drink.
In a pub.
So how much further ahead are you than you were before you had your scientific experiment?
Well, now I know that I can't trust him, and that he was really finding something on the
Call
internet.
Sandy. Ask her what I said to her. I
You
said
know
I
what?
have a girlfriend.
The phone call to Sandy is not even worth giving AT&T or MCI the business.
Yeah.
I really suggest that you really think about what it is that you did, because you got exactly what you asked for. I'll be back with my resolution. A trap only works when what you catch works to your benefit. Brent, in your case, you should be upset. You should feel angry. You should feel betrayed. Because basically what Tammy did to you was unacceptable in my opinion.
Me too.
She chose to just set you up for something in her own, that was built up in her own mind. And I say that loosely. Tammy, you have the idea that you were going to set a trap and catch him cheating, and you had this elaborate scheme that was based on your own fears from some friend named Sandy. And you know, you have to consider that when you set a trap, you have to realize that when you look in the trap, You have to decide, is this really what I intended? You know, relationships are built on trust, which we all know that, but also just the idea that I respect who you are. And you chose, Tammy, not even to respect who Brent was as a person. Your little trap wasn't cute. And actually what happened is it shows you in like the most unflattering light. And at the risk of sounding stereotypical, I would say drop the dumb blonde routine and realize that you have to trust Brent on his own behavior, not the behavior of Sandy's husband. And I will just caution you and let you know that when you set a trap, be careful because you may just lose more than you catch. And that's that in black and white.
Next on Singles Court, Rachel was floored at such a beautiful ring.
When I gave her that ring, she said, pinch me.
But she's given it back and told him to pack.
I called her to say, what's going on? Why is this back?
I got the ring back. I think that makes pretty clear what I mean by it.
Now Michael is forced to ring up the past.
I got left.
And Singles Court is back with my good friend, relationship mediator, Angela Siegel.
Never a dull moment, huh?
No, and never a dull person.
That's correct.
Oh, we're doing a TV show, aren't we? Okay, we have two people waiting, so rather than make them wait around all day, let's get to it.
Good idea.
In our studio today, we have Michael and Rachel. Michael's an electrician, and Rachel is a store clerk. They met about a year ago and started dating, and everything was moving along great. In fact, they recently got engaged and were planning a wedding next summer. However, all of a sudden, Rachel returns the ring and offers no answers or any reasons why to Michael, and he wants to know. So I call this the case of the returned ring.
Well, Michael, sounds like you got left at the altar. Before you even got to the altar, what happened?
You're telling me. Well, I'll start at the beginning.
You're telling me.
Come on. All right. Well, a year ago, I'm at a club dancing. I see this girl. She really strikes me. So, I just felt something, that different something you feel? I felt that. So
She's shaking her hips, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I, sidle up, start dancing, having a good time, everything's cool. End of the night comes, I ask for her phone number. Reluctantly, she gives it to me, but she gave it to me. Took it as a good sign.
Cool, yeah.
So I gave her some calls.
It was the right number.
Well, yeah, exactly, and it was.
That's a good thing.
I called her a few times, she didn't return the first one for like a week. But, but she returned it eventually. So I called her again, and then it was like this for a while, for 2 months. We're calling each other back.
So you were
and
persistent?
Forth. Well, yeah, because, she's not giving me any sign to stop.
I like that.
So, that's cool with me. And then, so for 2 months, it goes on like this. And she's seeing other guys while this is going on.
Good for her.
Don't make it sound like that.
Well, it's not like that. Ooh, that. But you know what I mean? Like
I kept seeing other guys because I had a hard time before Michael. I had 3 relationships.
Girlfriend, I'm not mad at you. Keep seeing other guys. I feel you. No problem. I'd have done the same thing.
Well, hey, like you said, I was persistent anyways, right? And so after 2 months, and I put up with this stuff of her seeing other guys, that's cool because I knew there was something different between us.
You put up with me taking my time to make a decision?
Well, you know what I mean.
Thank you for putting up with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
Okay, let's get to the point.
So anyways, finally we get exclusive, right? Everything's great. I mean, friends like each other, we like each other's friends, everything's cool. A year goes by, everything's amazing, and it's great. So I buy a ring.
Okay.
And I propose to her. She accepts my proposal.
Awesome.
It's awesome. Exactly.
Things
That's what
were
I'm
awesome.
thinking.
They were totally awesome.
But
And we made a commitment to each other that we wouldn't talk about our past because
Ever?
I did. Well, no. Like I don't want to know stuff that's going to interfere
been stoned
with
before,
this.
right?
Okay, but so let me make sure I understand this correctly. Rachel, you made a commitment to each other that you wouldn't talk about your past. So your life started the day you met each other?
No, not like that. We just.
Like what?
No,
because I had a very bad experience of men before, of things coming out at times when I didn't need to know them, and I just wanted to forget about my past and just enjoy what we had. We had something good going, and I just didn't want to be thinking about people that.
And that was fine with me. That was absolutely fine with me.
Okay, but let's think about this. Everybody comes into life with a past. You have to, unless you're 2, and most people don't start dating at 2 years old. So how do you just forget about your past? Explain that to me.
I just don't want to know details. Like I don't want to know the details.
We weren't going to talk about it. That's all it was. It was just
and it was
we weren't
cool
going to
with
talk.
both of us.
And that was absolutely cool. So, anyways, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, I proposed to her 2 months ago. 2 weeks ago, I wake up one morning to go to work, where I work to make the money to buy rings, like to buy this ring.
Let me see this ring, because you have it, she doesn't.
Oh, jeez.
In most cases, when I ask this question, they just put their hand up.
I wake up in the morning, and this ring is in its box sitting on my doorstep.
Oh, you got the ring back?
Oh, yeah, I got the ring back. I didn't get a phone call telling me it was coming. I didn't get a phone call saying it was there. I called her to say, what's going on? Why is this back?
You got the ring back. I think that makes pretty clear what I mean by
Well, yeah, I understand what it meant by that.
What happened? You gave him the ring back, so what?
I gave it back to him. I didn't want to talk to him. That's it.
So what, exactly? She wouldn't return my phone calls?
So you have, it's just up until this point.
I didn't return your phone calls because I don't want to talk.
Rachel, so up until this point, all he did was get a ring back and no ring to tell him what was going on. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. I don't want to talk to him
about it. And up until this point, everything was fine. Everything was fine between us. Everything was great.
When I
gave her that ring, Angela, when I gave her that ring, she said, pinch me. She didn't just mean a little tweak on the cheek. She said,
would you
pinch
please
me.
not talk about that?
Michael.
I understand.
You want to find out why, right?
Yes.
Well,
this is exactly.
Shut up for a second and listen.
Thank you, Michael.
Do you want to know why?
I want to know why you didn't tell me in the first
place. That's why I'm here.
Because I didn't want to talk about it. I've been through this. It's just an ugly nightmare.
You have a nasty habit of not wanting to talk about stuff. You don't want to talk about the past. You don't want to talk about the future. You don't want to talk about the present. I mean, you give new meaning to the word shut up.
This is just hard.
Well, you know what? It's time to start
Angela,
talking. You don't end a lifetime commitment.
Angela, I need my... So I just need to know why. I need to know why.
Well, I will tell you why.
Well, then tell me. That's why I'm here.
How about I tell you why? Because you're a much better listener.
Really? Okay. Well, tell me.
2 weeks ago, I go out sweater shopping with my friends. It's just like a fun day out shopping. And I go to pay for a sweater, and the cashier looks at my ring and says, "What a beautiful ring. Did a guy named Michael give that to you?"
How'd you know his name?
Yeah, that's an awfully good question, isn't it? How did she know your name? She knew your name because she designed the ring that he gave to me because you were engaged to her before me.
Whoa, Michael.
Yeah, that's right. He recycled the ring. You make a lifetime commitment to me. He asked me to share his life with him.
But wait a minute,
ring that some other girl designed.
Hold up. Because I'm going to ask you a question, Rachel. You're all huffy and puffy, and I understand why, because that is a little bit of information to withhold. But didn't you all make an agreement to not talk about the past?
Yes. But don't bring up the past. That's what you said to me, and I didn't bring it up.
Okay.
You brought it up.
I hear you, okay? Don't bring up stuff about details in the past, but making a commitment to marry somebody goes well beyond the promise that you and I made to each other.
Well, Rachel, here's my question. How's he supposed to know what you could talk about and what you couldn't talk about when you made the agreement not to talk about the past?
Pardon me, but I expected you to use your head and to know that when you make a commitment to somebody for a lifetime, you should tell them that you've made it to other girls.
You said forget about the past. What are you saying here now?
Michael, why didn't you tell her? Besides the fact that she said to forget about the past.
Yeah, why didn't you tell me? It's pretty convenient to just omit information like that, isn't it?
Well, what am I got left. I was with another girl. It hurt.
I didn't ask you that. I asked why didn't you tell her?
Because I don't know.
What?
You don't know?
You got cereal in your mouth?
I don't want to bring up the past. She said don't bring up the past. It hurts. It hurts to say that somebody else dumped me.
Let's talk
this
about
other girl ran off with somebody else. She ran off with an old boyfriend.
Okay,
you think I want to bring that up again?
Why didn't you return the ring?
I paid a lot of money for it. It's a beautiful ring.
Is that what this is? It's about
you
money?
Said that,
Rachel, why didn't you return the ring? You've still got feelings for her. That's what this is about. Or you would have returned it.
Rachel, really, I've been nice to you up until this point. I really have. But you're really getting on my nerves.
I'm sorry.
You told me twice that you didn't want to talk about the past. Help me to understand how he's supposed to know which part is okay to talk about and which part is not.
Because he led me to believe that this was the first time that he was making a
lifetime
lifetime
when he wasn't
commitment.
talking about the past? How did he do that?
Because marriage is different. When you're promising to give the rest of your life to somebody, it should be different. We assumed that there was nothing...
Well, you know what? Assume this. I will be back with my resolution. The past is impossible to omit. Rachel, you decided not to talk about the past. It was your decision. You say you decided together. But it's like being a little pregnant. You have to either have all of it or some of it. You can't say, I just want to find out about these things, but not those things, this thing, but not that thing. And you expected him to somehow read your mind as to what was acceptable to share with you. And that's ridiculous. You know, omitting the past or not talking about it doesn't take away the hurt. The same pains you feel because of what happened to you in the past still exist, whether you talk about them or not. As a matter of fact, it's a funny thing. When you talk about them, that's how you're able to resolve them. You, on the other hand, if you look, Michael, at What you did, you were in what I call avoidance mode, where you avoided talking about it. And it was easy that she didn't want to talk about her past because that meant you didn't have to face your own pain, your own insecurities, and your own feelings. So both of you together decided to set up this relationship in this kind of bubble. You know, relationships, especially ones that are set up to be long-term committed relationships, have to include the past because that's part of what makes us who we are. When you all decide where you're going to go from here, you have to take into consideration that within that decision, there has to be a past. What will happen when you're honest about your past and you're honest about your past, they will become intertwined together. And then when your past and your past can complement each other, and that's the only way you can have a future together. I can't tell you what to do. It's up to you. But I guarantee you one thing. Those that forget the past are condemned to repeat it. I didn't say it. It's written everywhere you look. And that's that in black and white.
Well, there it is. And what did we learn today? Computers were designed to make our lives easier, not like complicate them. And you can't really avoid the past if you keep on insisting on recycling it. Join us next time here at Singles Court. The final word for singles.